Izin tahu jepit.
Yo.
Kak Alves di base sampai kapan nih Kak? Di Bali nih Kak?
Nah, nggak tahu, belum tahu.
1 tahun full Kak?
Tidak dong.
Sana udah jalan-jalan kemana aja Kak?
Ya, ke pantai sah.
Pasti ke pantai ya. Gak ikut ke gunung gitu Kak? Ngajak ke gunung.
Dax.
Jadi pihak milih. Oke.
Good morning, teman-teman yang baru join. Furkon Francisca Ganes.
Good morning everyone.
Hello, morning.
Good morning, Bella.
Good morning.
Oke. Baru 13 yang join. Yang mana? Yang lainnya yang mana nih? Dari si admin apa? Good morning Kak Ardi.
Pagi kan nih, pagi Eka, pagi Mas Bayu.
Reza, we can start all the all hands in the next 1 minute ya. We're still
Okay.
waiting for messaging.
Yes. Oke. Okay, I think because it's already 9:02 mau ke 3 menit bisa kita mulai semuanya. So good morning everyone. How is everyone going? I hope everything is good ya. Okay, so we are ready to begin our all-hand session. First, we will start in our inspirational speaker. Today we have the opportunity to hear from the Kak Julian Felix, which is currently as a supervisor at Bali Safe Movers. Okay, so let the first one begin to Kak Julian journey. So Kak Julian journey start in as the student at Universitas Udayana from 21 to 25 as the mechanical engineering student, and then become the staff at Bali Safe Storage from 24 to 26, and then become the supervisor in Bali Safe Movers from 25 until now. So Kak Julian, perhaps you could share more details or maybe add anything to your journey beyond what we have present.
Yeah. Okay, thank you Kak Reza ya.
Yes.
Thank you Kak Reza for letting my journey know for everybody else. Sorry, yes, right now I'm close to the main road and I think it's kind of busy road right now. So if my voice doesn't hear it so clearly, so I think I'm apologize for that. So yeah, so let me just repeat again my journey. I'm Julian, and now I'm as a supervisor of Balisave Movers. I just graduated from Universitas Wijayana last week, actually, but finished all the thesis classes on and all the thesis on December 2020, 2025. So yeah, unofficially I was finished this as a mechanical engineering student in the 2025, but just graduated last week. So yeah, during 4 years in a college, in a university, I had some of my fall down. I had some of my shaky moment in my, especially in my financial. Yeah, especially not me, but my family. So this on the 2024, I began to start working as a full-time worker in Balisave Storage. Yeah, I know it's kind of it's too different between what I learned in university and what I did in the company, which I serve many people that want to store their items. And yeah, it's all about the hospitality. But what I learned in university, it's about the mechanical engineering. I learned a lot about the physics, chemistry, math, and something biology, some biology and others. But yeah, unfortunately, I have to work because I still have to pay my bills. I still have to pay my tuition. That's the reason why I have to work from 2024 until today. And yeah, from the 2024 until the 2025 on November is where I work as a staff receptionist or front office, we can call it. And then my manager said to me that, okay, now I believe in you. You can go as a supervisor for Balisave Movers. So we create Balisave Movers on October. We had another supervisor before, but unfortunately we couldn't work together as a team, as a good team with him. So the management think that we should get another one, and my manager said, yeah, okay, it's Julian opportunity. It's Julian's chance to become a supervisor. I'm glad that in my youngest time, at my only 22 years old, my manager said that he believed with me to become a supervisor. It's not really even though it's not a big company, but I think it's not an easy opportunity for me, because as I have a lot of things to do as a supervisor. I do still maintaining the chat, replying the chat. I conduct a lot of survey every week, every month, every day. Also, I still have to come when the moving day is starting. I still have to maintaining the relationship between the Balisave Movers team and the customer. Also, gaining a lot of working moving for getting a lot of moving schedule, which means I still have to think the marketing also with the team, also with the management. I still think I still manage a lot of team, especially for the movers, helper. They do the daily workers, but once again, I still make sure that they can work efficiently. They can work with without any damage for them and for all the items from customer side. Also, I did the report, daily report. I did the monthly report to my manager. I have like weekly tasks, like 3 important tasks that what should I have to do. Yeah, I'm currently I'm trying to gaining collaboration more with a lot of management villas such Bukit Vista. I visited Bukit Vista like two weeks ago, maybe. Bukit Vista headquarters, which is in close to my place. I live in Barat, and it's really close to my place. And yeah, it was a nice dinner in Bukit Vista headquarters. I met some of your team guys, Jason and Nadia. Jason, Nadia, and maybe Kak Fukron, yeah. Kak Fukron, yeah. Also, I met Ibu, I forgot his name. Ibu, who's the co-founder.
Ibu Wayana.
Yeah, Ibu Wayan. Okay. Yeah, I met. Yeah, we chit chat a lot. We talk a lot about the collaboration. Also, hopefully, we can do more collaboration for the next. And I think that's all about me, about my journey. As per now, I'm still a supervisor for Concept Universe.
Okay, thank you, Kak Julian, and hopefully we also can maintain this relationship. Okay, so thank you for the sharing the journey. This is truly remarkable because Kak Julian be able to join Bali Safe Storage even before graduating. So this is show not only a strong dedication but also a proactive mindset. And right now is already become supervisor. This is actually great. Okay, so maybe we can move to the next. In this is the first question. Okay, okay. So the first question is, what nearly made you step back, and what the system or mindset that help you keep consistent? Because you already in college, but you already have the become staff in the Bali Safe Storage. This is the actually have many activities, right? So how can you keep the everything keep consistent?
So the thing that nearly made me step back, I think it's on the 2024. It's August 2024. I have a internship for 1 month in Bogor, okay, in one of the big tire company, and then I have a 1 month time to pay my tuition at that moment. But I still have to think that I don't have enough saving to pay my tuition because I still have to pay my bills for rent, for food, and for electrical and something like that. So yeah, this is the point that really almost made me step back, because I have to manage both with work and my university studies at the same time. It feels like I'm running in a treadmill, in a 2 different treadmill, but with only 1 leg and different pace. So I have to keep it steady between my right foot and left foot. So yeah, it's really hard to do it. It's really hard, and also because I carried the financial responsibility for my own, also for some of my family's expenses. It was physically and for me mentally, also emotionally challenging. I even remember there were moments that I really felt overwhelmed. I keep remembering asking myself, like, what did I do to deserve such as this difficult situation. What did I do before? What my family do before? So I have to handle these things a lot, and I feel like it's really really heavy for me. As like I'm only 20 years old back then, and it was really heavy for me. But yes, suddenly there's a moment that I realized everything had a purpose. So when it's come to you, it belongs to you. Also, as a Christian, not really religious. I'm not religiously a person that really going to church every Sunday or praying or maybe learning some Bible. But I have my favorite verse from Bible. It's on Matthew 6 chapter 20. Matthew chapter 6 verse 26. The verse remind me that if God's take care of the bird of the air, all the animals, all the plants in this world, He will also take care of our life. During the moment when I realized that sentence really knocked out my heart. When I felt every time when I felt overwhelmed, I still remember that yeah, it's fine. Okay, I can do it all things because I know God still keep an eye for me. God still knows what's the best plan for me. He had a good purpose for me, and you just keep doing. Just simply keep doing. Don't yelling too much. It's okay to be failure. It's okay to be fail. Because if you never fail, then you never know what's the meaning of the fail. Yeah. Jadi so for me ya, that's the moment that really made me step back. Almost made me step back for myself, especially. And yeah, the mindset is I always believe that God still keep an eye on me every time, every day. So I don't have to be worried at all. Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you, Kak Julian. That's very inspiring. So sometimes what help us stay consistent maybe come from the closest things like our family.
Yeah.
And then I'm also not some quite inspiring quote like what belong to you, it's always find its way to you. That's a
Yeah.
great quote. Thank you, Kak Julian. Okay. And then okay, I think we can go to the second question. Okay, this is the relate to the before in your most chaotic day. What did you prioritize and what did you intentionally ignore?
Okay. It's actually a nice question. So yeah, for it's not only for me. Yeah, for all of us on our most chaotic days, especially when we had to handle work. Especially like me, yeah, when I have to handle work, university assignment, financial responsibilities, and yeah, emotional support for myself also at the same time. Sometimes we realize that we couldn't do everything at once at all. So we still have to decide which one is our prioritize. So if you guys think it's for me, yeah, I always think like what tasks I have to be done today. That's my prioritize. Okay, maybe today I'm sick, so I have to take a rest. That's my prioritize. Today I have a lot of messages in my working, so I have to reply all the things. That's my prioritize. So do not ever think about what I have to do in this week, what I have to do in this month, what I have to do in this year. No, please just focus on what you have to do in this day, especially on your chaotic days. Yeah. So all the big problem that you can handle in a week or in a month, you can it doesn't disturb you for a more for the problem that you have to be done today or this at the moment at that moment. Also, yeah, I also choose to postpone less important activities. Maybe hang out with with friends of mine, going some place that I really want to go, especially in Bali. We had a lot of we had a lot of good place here. We can go everywhere we want to go. But yeah, if you had a problem, don't run. Just face it. Maybe sometimes the problem itself didn't have any solution at the moment. But yeah, then let the problem be a problem. You don't have to be fear with the big problem, because it will shape you to become a better you. It will shape you to become a newer version of you, that you have handled one more problem in your day. So yeah, you don't have to be sad. You don't have to be mad. Just be grateful with all the most chaotic days. Maybe someone really want to have a job that you are doing right now. So just enjoy the most chaotic day, and yeah, you have to know which one is your prioritize.
Okay, so I'm also agree with that. So sometimes we can do everything at once, and so we need to prioritize. We can start focus by that what needs to be done by today. Okay. So we can move to the third question. Okay, so this is the last question for me. What the problem that felt unsolvable, and what the first lever you pull to break it down?
Yeah, for me, the thing that nearly impossible to me to do it, yeah, when it was happened on 2024, the thing that I already told to you guys, when I have to handle with the balancing my working schedule. I still have a class in my university. I'm going to be the last year student, so I still have to thinking about the thesis, working on the thesis, also financial responsibility. I still have to go hang out with friends, because I don't want to lose the trend, the good trend for me. Yeah. There was a moment when I felt everything didn't work for me, and I didn't know where I have to start. So yeah, the first thing that I did, yeah, I have to make sure that uh, uh, I have to make sure that I'm really in a good moment, in a good mood to face everything. Because if I'm not at the good mood, if I'm not stable in this in an emotional stable, I think I can easily take a bad decision for myself also. So yeah, I have to make sure that I'm in emotional stable, and then I try again. I try to solve everything, but still need to make sure. Okay, so this time this is my top priority. I think in this moment I have to be more wise with my money. I have to be more wise with my time. So yeah, please don't spend a lot of time just hang out with your friends. But you still uh, you still can do a lot of things to do, especially for your working during your off time, better than you spend it on the hangout time. Back again. We couldn't do it at once, but everything will be settled if you're trying to handle it more calm and realistically. So if you can handle it, then let it be. Let it be. Just let it the problem flow. If you can handle it, sometimes we don't have to handle all the problem that we can handle. Also you have to know, as a Christian, you have to know which one is your part, which one is it's God's part, So when you take your part and also you take your God's part, it's not gonna be work as what you expect. But when you just handle your part and let everything the rest, he will do his part. Trust me, it will work more than what's your expectation. Yeah, just come of it, so everything will be solved. Everything will be good, so you don't have to be worried.
Okay, that's truly inspiring for me. And I also think that the balance time between the working on your thesis, personal times, and also your job is not easy. Is not everyone can do it. And then yes, the most important is that we can stay in the good mood, stay positive about what we have doing. That's very inspiring, Julian. Thank you for the answer. And this is the last question for me. And I think this is also the end of the session of the inspirational speaker because we don't have time for the question. So we need to close this session. Maybe before I'm closed, is there any question? Maybe from Ops team or maybe PBR team? Is there any last question for Kak Julian? I think it's not. I think it's enough. Yeah, answer from Kak Julian is already. I think it's enough for everybody to understand what the journey and the solution of its answer question. So maybe because it's no further question, I will conclude the inspirational speaker session. So thank you for Kak Julian for taking the time to join and share about your insight, your story that with us today. That's very amazing and inspiring us. So if you have another commitment, you have welcome to leave the meeting. And otherwise, if you are very welcome to stay and continue with the rest of our Alliance meeting. So thank you, Kak Julian.
Thank you so much, Tim. What a great opportunity. I have to go. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you, Kak Julian. My pleasure. Okay, so we can move to another section. I believe this will be Mr. Jing for Vision and Vision. Mr. Jing, floor is yours.
All right. How's everyone doing? Okay, so give me a second here. All right, here we go. We can see everybody. Fasha, Titan, Siska, Furkan, Gani, Bella, Fireflies. Hi, Fireflies. Marty, Ega, Bayu, Nadia, Lutvi, okay, Ega, Jason, Ganesh, Kyla are off cam. Hey, Wendy, David, Reza, Robin, Afiz, and Recruitment, also known as Rama. Hi, Rama. Okay,
How
let's
can I
do
help
this.
you? Do you need me to bookmark a moment, create a task, search for
What?
information?
Okay, all right. So let's do this. Recently, I went to Kuala Lumpur to speak and moderate in a industry discussion about short-term rentals. Does anybody have any questions about the industry? Like, you guys have anything that we can open a conversation about? So there's people like doing what we do, but in another country, in Malaysia. Yeah. So yes, Jason. All right. Ever the curious reporter, and then Fausia. Okay, go to Jason first. Jason,
Yeah, can you hear my voice, sir?
I can hear your voice loud and clear, and hopefully
Yeah, I
everyone
have a
understands it.
question. Since you meet like
Yeah.
people from Southeast Asia, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. Do
Yeah.
they have some insights? Like, are they doing well? That's my first question.
No, that's actually an excellent question. No, they're not doing well. I was shocked at how not well they were doing.
Okay.
So they're not doing well at all. I'll give you an example. So the oversupply situation in Malaysia is far, far worse than in Bali, Jason. So when they have oversupply, it feels like this. Some developer will complete a block of 6,000 to 10,000 units every quarter, and then they'll drop these things onto the marketplace. And so all of a sudden, then there's 6,000 to 10,000 more units to compete. The 30 to 40 property managers swim into that complex like piranhas, and they start competing with each other to basically lower the rates. So short-term rentals are super cheap in Malaysia. They're like $8. It's almost like a form of charity. I feel like it's a form of charity that rich people buy the so-called investments, and then they give poor people an opportunity to use apartments like the way you would use a cafe. It's like the price of like 3 coffees. So pretty incredible how this competition has driven the market to kind of like this insanity. What's even worse in this, right? And this is something that happens a lot in business. So what's even worse is that all the operators are very proud of the number of units that they hold under management. They don't look at AUM, they look at the number of units. So it's almost like the more burden they've taken, the more proud they are of that burden, so to speak. So I think we're doing fine in Bali. Okay, great. Austin, what's your question?
I believe my question was already answered. It was similar to that of Jay.
Okay. All right. If I have a few minutes, Rama, how many minutes do I have? I'm going to go into a quick loop about
You
something.
have
and then...
6 minutes left.
I have 6 minutes. Okay, great. So in these 6 minutes, I'm going to speak a little bit about something I think that is important. Okay. The wisdom that I've gained, if there's any at all, is when you are starting out in your career as, let's say, young adults, the temptation is to do what seems cool. Okay. It doesn't really occur to you later that a lot of the coolest things to do are often the worst jobs. And it's because that they can't pay you an actual value, that they pay you with pride. Okay. So this works in all different levels. And it's something that I think if you ask anybody with, and this is something we should probably bring to the inspirational speaker series. Ask people who actually have built their own businesses. Ask people who are truly successful. They have customers, they have partners. You know, people trust them. They have a brand, right? And you'll find that oftentimes the strange thing is that, yeah, that's definitely one thing. When you can't pay with cash, you pay with pride. I'll give you an extreme example of that worked with very. Okay, let's just call it maybe low status, low educated, but it also works to high status, highly educated people too. Okay. So when I was working at Aman, so Aman is a very, very ultra luxury hotel resort, probably one of the most expensive in the world. They charge $3,000 a night for their temple-like villa clusters. So I was on the construction team, and we had a problem with the contractor. Well, actually, we didn't have a problem. The owners had a problem. The owners did not want to pay. Simple as that, right? The contractor had done the work, and the owners didn't want to pay them. So these are billionaires too, by the way. So that was even more ironic. So the order came downstairs, and we were told, don't pay this contractor, and don't pay their workers either. And we're like, they did the work, right? We're like, you work for us, and we're not going to pay. So what was strange was this. They sent our local Balinese fixer. His name was Gede Witama. So Gede goes, okay, all right. And this is what he does, okay? he basically goes over to the worker camp. These people, I don't know, they get maybe 1 million rupiah a month, if any of that. And they do hard work. They labor all day moving stones and all this stuff, right? They don't even have equipment half the time. They work in their sandals. So he tells them, you know what? The Indonesian people are strong. We are strong and we work with nothing. And these bullies over there, they want to be comfortable. They sit in this office and that's why they're weak. We can eat like singkong and get amazing work done. So you guys just need to like look inside yourselves and be inspired and get back to work. And he probably said something else, okay? This is the way I remember it, but he probably said something a little bit more inspirational. It worked. It truly worked. And I was blown away. I was like, the hell does that work, right? You don't pay people and then you tell them that they're great and then they go back to work again. So I was astounded. And so I found that in Malaysia too, okay? And this is a different group of people. These are people who are young, well-educated, and they come out and they've left banking, they left law, they left medicine to do short-term rentals, and they fall for the same trick, except that they go, I'm so proud I have 500 units. I'm so proud I have whatever it might be, okay? They're not getting paid. They are risking their own money to start businesses just to take over burdens from developers that have oversupplied the marketplace, and they're not really getting any profit, but they're paid on pride. Now, if you have any friends that talk about, I have a corporate badge, I work at this big company or whatever, but they never talk about money, they never talk about making progress, do think about that too. If you have friends that are content creators and they always talk about views, but never about actually making any money, think about that too, okay? I'll take this from The Godfather, right? One of the tricks of rich people is to fool poor people into hating money. One of the tricks of rich people is to fool poor people into hating money so that rich people can get all that money back. No, never be ashamed of having money. Never be ashamed of making money. Focus, this is capitalism, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Focus on making money, okay? Don't focus on replacing money with pride, okay? So that took me a while to understand, and that's why I'm happy to say I think our minimum pay here at Book Vista has gone up quite significantly because I realized that that's what we actually pay, okay? Not if you're just getting started, okay? But once you've reached a certain level and we see that you're a long-term contributing member to our organization, we pay what's correct because that's what should be done, okay? All right, kids, hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you are a little bit better aware. And that was my greatest takeaway from going to Malaysia. Jason and Fosco.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jing, for sharing the insight and the talk. So next, I think will be delivered by Kak Hafiz. And Kak Hafiz, floor is yours, and please wait me for sharing the screen, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Reza, and good morning, everyone. I will be the moderator for this all-hands meeting. So for the next session is the hospitality and revenue target. And yes, Reza, thank you for sharing the screen. And this will be delivered by me and Furkon. So for the first page, this is one of our quite new property on board. So this is Nada di Ubud. So this is just onboarded like in the end of February, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and this listing already got the guest favorite badge. And yes, congratulations for the team who working hard and making this happen to this property and keep this property performance optimal as well in the future. Okay, next. Okay, for the semester 9 target, for the revenue target is 3.7 million US dollar. For the hospitality target is 87.5 5-star rating. Next. For the first metric, which is the accuracy, is for this week currently stagnant compared to last week. We are at 90.3%. 100% 5-star rating. So there is some issues on last week. There is a facility discrepancies and environmental disclosures. Next. For the check-in, decreased by 0.3%. Next. Okay, for the check-in, there is an issue as well on the last week. The primary complaint included the inaccuracy of maps and luggage storage restriction and overly automated messaging, which caused this weak metrics. Next. For the cleanliness decreased as well by 0.8%. Next. For the cleanliness, for the last week, there is some critical cleanliness issues like cloudy or green pools, which cannot be used by the guests, and bathroom or stain and hair and pest issues and stained linen. Next. For the next is communication. Communication is also decreased as well by 0.4% on this week. So what happened on the last week, which related to the communication, there is some issues on the robotic on AI messaging, inflexible luggage checkout, and inaccurate information on the maps. Next. And the next is the location. Location got a decrease by 3%. This is a huge decrease. Next. So what causing the location decrease this week is there is some inaccuracy on the maps and lack of street lighting on the remote alley to use causing guests hard to navigate to the property. Next. On the value, decrease as well. This is my bad. I should change the plus to the minus. So this is decrease by 0.4. Next. For the value rating, there is some issues about which causing guests give the value non 5-star, which is the infrastructure, power and water outage, cleanliness, and service of our policy. Next. Okay, for the overall, we are still above the target, around 1.3%. We are at 88.8 for this week. Next. So what about the overall, overall reviews we received this week? So the guests said that our staff is frequently highlighted, which is good, and stunning views. And there is also some need attention area for improvement. So there is maintenance and utilities, leaks, power outage, cold water, and communication challenge, like the messaging chaos feels like the message to AI and the navigation and logistic. Next. So about the MSM this month, there is some plan that already set on the MSM, strategized by Gani, delegate to Francisca, and strategized by Gani as well, delegate to RD, strategized by Gani as well, delegate to Hafid, and strategized by RD, delegate to Robin, strategized by David, delegate to Robin, and strategized by Fasha, delegate to Rama. Next. For the next session, I'll pass to Furqan. Floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. So regarding revenue target achievements, we're still very far away. Our current progress is $841,000 USD. Understandable because we still have around 160 days or around 4 months more to achieve 5 months and 12 days to achieve the revenue target. So long journey ahead, and we aim to improve along the way. So that's the report for now. Thank you very much, and back to Mas Hafiz as the moderator.
Okay, thank you, Furqan. Reza, please help to share screen the all hands page. Okay, please go to the next section, which is company theme, target, and achievement. This will be delivered by Furqan again. Floor is yours.
All right, thank you, Mas Hafiz, and good morning, everyone. So we have completed the third week of April, moving into fourth, and how is our progress so far? A bit of bad news. Our revenue target started to become off track, while it was on track last week. So the accumulation, we have 2 off track targets and 1 on track targets. So let's deep dive. The first one, into the revenue target, our current progress is at 88.42%. There are several MSMs already in place to support the revenue target. There are contributions coming from Gani, Siska, Lutfi, Brian, Bella, and also Ganesh accordingly. So those are the 4 people. So there are several people that contributed into the revenue target on MSMs. And moving forward onto the 5-star percentage targets, still remain on track at this point at 101.49. And we still see there are several MSMs on progress to make sure that the hospitality rating is not going down any further. There are MSMs coming from Gani, Hafiz, Fasha, David, and also Robin. Lastly, the starting revenue target for May, the additional target for bonus boost, still off track at this point. And there are several MSMs in place to make sure that we can bump up or to make this revenue target for May on track. The first one coming from Bayu, Nadia, then Wendy, Kayla, Reza, Lutfi, Ardi, and also Ega. Okay, so that's regarding the April 2026 target updates. And what are our opportunities? In April, we managed to have 75% occupancy, 9% expired dates, 4% maintenance, and also 1% owner usage. It means we still have 12% nights available to sell to achieve the target. So that's that. Thank you very much, and back to Mas Hafiz.
Thank you, Furqan. So we will go to the next section, which is weekly mission inspiration. So for the first weekly inspiration coming from the employee side, this will be announced by Rama. So Rama, let us know how it impacts our revenue target or overall target as well. Floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Mas Hafiz. So the employee that I'm referring in my inquiry is housekeeper. So since the early April, we have introduced 3 new systems: housekeeper leaderboard league, housekeeper streaks, and group streaks average. So group leaderboard is ranking of teams based on group performance for each Haka captain, and housekeeper streaks is for every housekeepers where they could build a streak by consistently delivering good result in achieving good review, 5-star review. And group streak average is the average of the housekeeper streaks per team, and we have rewarded the respective Haka captains with the highest score. And we have launched these new systems to drive stronger execution across housekeeper captains, and what we are seeing immediately is higher engagement and participation, stronger ownership from housekeepers, better captain involvement, and also early uplift in group performance and ratings. And how it impacts our hospitality target is this will drive a more consistent SOP execution, hopefully resulting in fewer bad reviews and more 5-star reviews, which directly improve our hospitality score. So yeah, this initiative ensuring that daily actions on the ground are consistently translating into better guest experience and a stronger hospitality target performance. Take it to you, Mas Hafiz. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Rama. For the next weekly mission inspiration is coming from the technological side. So there is several weekly mission inspiration. So for the first is Eka. So Eka, please let us know with impact or revenue or overall target as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Hafiz. This time I will not be doing a live demo because these updates are not part of a single end-to-end flow. They are separate across a different section of the app, and going through each of them one by one will likely take too much time. So far, this update I will focus on explaining the improvement and their impact. This update focus on improving the Bivigo self sign up second iteration and account setup experience, especially in areas that can slow down or block new property owners during setup. Several improvements were made across the experience. On the business plan side, the open business plan button is now enabled only when a valid link is returned, and the related button condition has been fixed. This help makes the process feel more reliable and prevent users from clicking action that are not yet ready. On the property form side, numeric validation was added for area and building fields, and local handling in the new property form was also fixed. This change help reduce incorrect input, improve data consistency, and make the form easier to complete correctly. On the ownership and setup side, Bivigo now support adding multiple properties for subscriber owner. This is especially important for owners managing more than one asset because it reduces repetition and makes expansion into additional managed property smoother. And for bank account setup was also improved through several updates, including support for custom bank name input, reusing a bank account for multiple properties, and improving required field handling during bank account creation. Since bank account setup is one of the most sensitive and operational important parts of onboarding, this change help reduce friction and make completion more practical for user. And there were also supporting usability improvements, such as enabling clickable links in maintenance or event details and expense conversation, as well as improving the loading experience when user open the app from push notification. While these are similar updates, they still contribute to a smoother and less confusing overall experience. Okay, the expected impact of all this change on NAUM by reducing blockers, improving from reliability, and simplifying account and property setup. Bivigo can help more owners complete onboarding successfully and faster. In turn, this support a smoother conversion of new property into active managed asset, which directly contributes to an NAUM growth. Okay, thank you. Back to Hafiz.
Okay, thank you, Eka. Please continue to the second mission inspiration. I believe it's from you as well.
Okay, let me share my screen for this update. Okay, good morning Today I like to present the improvement made to the Bivigo action feature Currently there are two types of action cards shown to user. Both types are supported with a tutorial or joyride to guide user on how to interact with the feature. For the full frame image action, the tutorial explains that user can tap to view details and swipe up or down to browse other action card. This help partners immediately understand how to use the feature. For the default card, the tutorial remains the same as before and the full frame image is generated from the image body inside the content. If multiple images are available, Bivigo will use the topmost image. Because of that, it is recommended to place the main image at the top. If no image is provided, the system will fall back to the default card layout. Nah. Okay. For optional display, We recommended using 9:16 aspect ratio ya. If the image ratio does not match, Bivigo will still render it in full frame by applying a blurred background ya. Derive from the image. This ensure a consistent visual appearance, full coverage, and compatibility with older image. And some images might feel slower due to large file size ya. And I already introduced a guideline to keep image size below 1 megabytes. Image can also be compressed using available online tools. And the card interaction has also been improved. Now the action card supported smooth finger following swipe interaction. This means the card move in the real time as the user drag it. Okay, we also introduce enhanced analytic tracking for this feature like action ID, user ID, property ID, and another. Since the feature was just released, the dataset is still limited within about 1 week. We plan to create a Data Vista dashboard to analyze the result and derive insight from the improvement. And this feature is now ready and available on both Android and iOS. Okay, that concludes the update on the Bivigo action improvement. With this improvement, we expect partner to better understand each action, interact more easily with the content, and receive important update in more engaging format. Thank you. Back to Kak Hafiz.
Okay, thank you Edgar for the wonderful update on Bivigo ya. Okay, before we proceed to continue to the next mission inspiration, I would like to inform you guys we will extend the all hands maximum at 10 minutes. So we will conclude the all hands at 11:10 Bali time. Okay. Okay, for the next weekly mission inspiration will be delivered by Ardi. Floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Kak Hafiz. Yes, this is innovation for upgrade Gaia ability to predict accuracy score through the automation. The automation is from knowledge insight for listing accuracy and review insight for listing accuracy. Sometimes guests often decide whatever the property is worth booking based on the listing. Yeah, but the problem happens when the real experience does not fully match with the promises listing. This feature is designed to close the gap by using AI to review daily guest conversation and review that posted to the property with low accuracy rating. The system captures signal of missed expectation and identify what should be improved in the listing. Maybe this insight help OTA manager, especially Kak Hafiz, for improve the listing content using the real guest experience as the source of truth. So the future guests receive the clearer and more accurate picture before booking. The expected impact is better satisfaction for the guests, more 5-star accuracy rating, and stronger occupancy performance. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ardi, for the weekly mission inspiration from the technological side. So we will continue to the next section. For the core value recognition, there is no core value recognition for this week. Next, for the announcement. Okay, for there we have two announcement for this week. All the announcement will be delivered by Rama. So Rama, please deliver those announcement.
Okay, thank you, Mas Hafiz. Everyone, please pay attention. We have something interesting coming up this week. So initially, we do a little bit changes for our this week's studio day. So you can win up to 500 rupiah for this week exhibition day. How to win the reward is very simple. You just need to come to the class, present your strongest project in your class. You could choose BIOS class in AI agent, and also you could also choose Jinx class in storytelling and design class. And then after presenting, the coach will choose the main winner that will get prize up to 350 rupiah. And also the class member will also vote for the favorite project up to 150 rupiah. And the winners could also come from both main winners, also could also win favorite project win as well. So the price is up to 500 rupiah per class. So please come attend to your class because we are waiting and there will be prizes. Okay, that's the first one, Mas Bayu. Mas Bayu, Mas Hafiz, and the next one is the shift leaderboard ya. Reza, you can open the next announcement. So it is the time for the month. The shift leaderboard has arrived for the cycle March to April. And this is the final rankings. So congratulations for revenue management team. You are continuing at level 2, entering the second month, and keep it up for the third month and will be received another 200 rupiah. And congratulations as well for HR team. You are finally back on the podium, starting the first month on the second level. And then on the first level, the gold medal goes to BBR and AAUM, which is previously Ops. Both finished with 2 points. So Ops that led by Furqan changed its name to AUM team, yeah. And then the second one, the silver in the first level goes to Ops team. Previously NAUM finished with 4 points. So NAUM that led by Gani changed the name into Ops team. This is to reflect our company situation, yeah, guys. And the last place is coming from engineering team, which finished with 6 points and mostly dominated by Kak Robin for the violation. And therefore, engineering team, please open your camera and we'll perform push-up 15 times, yeah. So engineering, please, Reza, please turn off the share screen, yeah, so that I could see our engineering team on push-up position. Okay, ayo, come on. Cool. Okay, so everyone in position, yeah. We will start in 3, 2, 1. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Down my deck.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and the last one, 15. Okay, thank you, engineering team. Please remember to thumbs up your push, to thumbs up your shift, and also present on Discord. Please set the right expectation on your Slack status and do not go unnoticed. Thank you. Back to you, Mas Hafiz. Continue with personal updates winner ya.
All right. Okay. Thank you, everyone. And we will go to the last section of this all hands meeting, which is the personal update. So on this personal update, we will announce the winner of the last week question of the week. So, okay, here it is. The winner for the last week question of the week, the first winner is Reza. Yeah, congratulations, Reza. The second winner is Arti. Yes, congratulations, Arti. And the third winner is Bella. Yes, congratulations for you guys for giving the good answer on the question of the week last week. For this week question of the week, we will have a good case as well. You guys can check on the week 3 April case table and fill it up on your personal update. So we will wait you to update until the end of the day. So guys, don't forget to update and be a winner on the next week. Okay. So since this all hands section already finished and we already passed the 11 a.m. Vita, So I will conclude the all hands meeting for this week, and I will give it back the floor to Reza to close the all hands meeting.
Okay, thank you, Kak Hafiz. And then I think it's all for our all hands meeting today. Thank you everyone for joining, and don't forget to fill your personal update. Thank you everyone. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.